afternoon to you. My name is Siva. I'm a lecturer in chemical engineering, and I've been invited by Dr. Jamila Harimi from the civil engineering faculty, or department rather, to do a short presentation about presentations. I've been interested in communication and presentations for almost 20 years, and I think people have it too complicated. We always try to think about all the different steps, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, all the things that you have to say, how to anticipate the questions people are going to ask you. But people forget the most important thing about communication is actually that connection between you and your audience. So today what I want to share with you is about two things that matter a lot. One is actually your voice, and the second thing is about your energy. Okay? And how I mean this is like this. As you're listening to me, you probably noticed that I have a reasonably mid-range voice, quite easy to listen to and very easy to follow. So you can train your voice to be this way, and you must understand how to use your voice. Okay? So the first thing that you need to understand is actually your voice is very strongly influenced by where your breathing comes from. So for instance, if I put my finger here, you can actually hear that my voice is actually a bit more high-pitched if it's from my throat. And if it's coming from your chest, it's a bit lower. And if you speak from your stomach, it gets very, very deep. And in fact, when people are more influential, they are speaking from their lower part of their body, which has a lower bass sound. Maybe like myself, it's in the F and G range. And when you're in the lower bass, you can actually persuade people more powerfully. Okay? So that's the thing about voice. And your voice is really affected by your breathing. So I'm going to stand on my side and just demonstrate to you. If you take a breath and you just put your hand on your chest, just pay attention to whether your hand moves up and down. And then after that, you can actually put your hand on your stomach and pay attention to how your hand moves. Because actually, if you are breathing from your chest, your voice does tend to be higher, and actually it affects the way your mind works. You tend to move faster, you tend to be more nervous. But if you breathe from your stomach, you tend to be more relaxed and more persuasive. Okay? So your breathing controls your voice, and your voice controls the people. So get your breathing right, your voice clear, your influence is very strong to other people. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is actually about your energy. This means about the type of energy that you transmit or you convey to people when you're speaking. Okay, a lot of presenters, especially when they're students, they make very complicated slides, and so they spend most of the time reading the slides as they talk to the audience. But you have to remember, your audience can read faster than you can talk. So if you don't have the energy or the voice, people are not going to listen to you, they're just going to watch your slides. So you want to actually direct your energy to get people's attention. Okay? So first thing of all is you must determine what are you doing where you are. What is your intention behind your presentation? Is it to share? Is it to persuade? Is it to explain? Okay? The second thing is you must have some belief in yourself, because you are the person who has done 1 year of work for your studies. Even your supervisor doesn't know as much as you do. So you should have the confidence that you know most, and you're here to share. If you think that you're here to defend from attacks, you're actually going to be coming from a more constricted energy, more fear. But if you're here from the idea that, okay, I'm here to share with my friends and my supervisor and the other lecturers my expertise that I have learned over 1 year, you'll actually be more relaxed. Okay? Then, one thing that I want you to pay attention to is pay attention to what's happening with the people around you. If you really pay attention to someone, and you can test this after you listen to this talk, go and meet a friend, and as you talk to them, watch what's happening in their face. You can probably guess how their emotions are just from their facial expressions. This is because in our brain we have something called a mirror neuron. So mirror neurons enable us to have empathy with the people who are in front of us. So this means that when you see my face, you can actually feel my feeling. So if you pay attention to the people who you're talking to, you can feel their feeling. When you can feel their feeling, you know how to do your presentation, and they can feel your feeling. And this is a very subtle thing. The more you can feel people's feeling, the more people can feel your feeling, the more connected they feel to you, the more stronger your influence. But if you're always looking up at your screen and you're not very confident, you're talking from a very high-pitched voice, you're going to lose your audience. So really be confident in yourself. Be clear on what is your intention for sharing your message. And lastly, connect to the people who are listening to you. And definitely, once you connect to them, you will actually pull their attention to you. You will have more influence with them. Okay? So these are the two messages that I want to have with you, to share with you guys. Firstly, really be aware how your voice influences people. Okay? The deeper your voice, the deeper your breathing, the stronger your message gets across. Secondly, be very clear what is your message, because when your message is clear, your energy to the people who you're connecting to gets across very, very well. So with your good voice and your clear energy, you can actually persuade people. And I'm going to end this presentation by just sharing a story. I've got a friend named Ben Chung. He just finished his master's in oil and gas at UMS. And actually Ben come from a Chinese school and then later went to Chinese university in Taiwan. So when I first met Ben, Ben can barely speak English. And we got to know each other over a period of a year when he was in a Toastmaster club together with me. And during the time, he kept practicing and improving his skills. So by the time he finished his 10th speech at the end of the year, even though Ben still had some broken English, Ben became a very powerful, persuasive speaker. So I want to share with you that wherever you're starting now, you can improve a lot. And if you're determined, you will actually be able to improve your skills. So you must keep going on the journey. So thank you very much. Please enjoy the series. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, I also believe in mind map. So please use it for speaking. All right. Okay, cool.
I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.